Hey everyone, today I'll be making a Japanese-inspired mushroom miso daikon soup. It's inspired by my recent trip to Japan in February. In front of you, you see everything you'll need to actually do this soup. Off to the side that's not pictured is a pot with 10 cups of hot water in it. You'll need 1 daikon radish. This is a Dashi miso paste, which is a Japanese type. It has a bunch of extra ingredients in it to give it the Japanese flavor. You'll need a couple of different kinds of mushrooms. I went with Enoki and Shimeji. A couple of knives. Other than that, that's all you need to get going on this. This is one extremely simple dish to make. It takes a couple of hours to simmer, and that's really about it. Once it's on the stove, it's done. Alright, one thing I didn't show in the initial portion of this is that you will need a whisk as well. It makes mixing in the dashi miso paste much easier into the water. What you want right now is to have your water on at a medium heat, and this is all to taste, so there's no correct portion of this paste that you want to put in. Open that up. I grab a good healthy chunk to start out, and I just put that in my water. When you put it into the water, it should start to dissolve quite quickly. And for the chunks, you're just going to want to whisk it in. For 10 cups though, you'll probably need about, if you want a light soup, probably about 1/4 of a container of this miso paste. If you want a really strong soup, half container or more. For this soup though, 10 cups of water, about 1/4 container. This is what's missing right now. I'm going to add about that much more. And that's all you'll need to make this soup. Now this does need to be refrigerated. It's got a reasonably good shelf life in the fridge. The daikon radish. Take a knife, chop your ends off, and I would normally peel it with a knife myself, but to make this easier, use a peeler. Just go all the way around it. Nice long strips, doesn't take much to peel these guys. It's a very nice thin skin. Get out any imperfections and blemishes or rotten bits. Cut it in half. Down the center. Down the center. And into quite large pieces. I got a fairly small radish. You can definitely get a larger one if you want, because once it's cooked into the soup it tastes amazing. And unlike a red radish, it has a little bit less spice to it. The mushrooms. These type are quite neat. They come in one big bunch like this. I always give them one quick rinse, of course, as we all know what mushrooms are growing in. Now you can use portobellos, you can use shiitake, you can use pretty much any mushroom you want. A white top, brown mushrooms, creminis, anything. You cut the bottom part off. You can definitely compost it, or you can just get rid of it. That's one other option, of course. Kind of inspect what you've done afterwards to make sure there's no dirt or grime or bugs or anything inside. It all looks pretty darn good right now like this. So just toss it in your pot, otherwise they're going to go everywhere. You can also put your Daikon in right now as well. Enoki mushrooms. Like I said, if you can't find some of these mushrooms, don't worry about it. These ones I don't usually worry about so much in the washing department. I don't use anything but from the middle up. So grab them and cut. And then just sprinkle them into your soup. Again, best thing you could do is compost. As you can see, dirt is coming off the bottoms because these mushrooms haven't been processed. So when you get them, they've got the root and everything attached to them. A cheat for this is to just cut through the package. That way when you cut through, you can still inspect your mushrooms, but they won't be flying all over the place. Once you've done that, your soup is essentially done. Now it just has to sit for a couple of hours, and once that's done, it'll be delicious. Just in case you're wondering what it should look like in the pot if you've used the exact same ingredients I have, it'll look like this. It'll have a large layer of the mushrooms on top, but it'll be a nice full pot. Once this is done, bring it up to a low boil, then bring it down to a simmer and cook it for about 2 hours, checking on it every half hour. Alright, it's a couple hours later here, and it is ready to eat now. If you want better flavor, feel free to let it sit for a little bit longer as the radish will absorb the flavor. As you can see though, big chunks of radish, they're cooked, lots of mushrooms. Quite a tasty soup. You probably lost about 2 cups of the broth so far, just by simmering it without a lid on it. And I also added a couple of more tablespoons of the miso paste, as it was a little weak for my liking. When you serve it, you can always add meat to it. There's no one way to do this. You can do it pretty much however you want and add whatever you want to it, as long as the flavors are mild to not interfere with the miso. One thing that I do like to top my miso soup with is bonito shavings, which are these guys right here. You can get them in the bag at any type of Asian grocery store or anything like that. They run you anywhere from $3 for cheap ones to $10 for a bag of really high quality ones. I hope you enjoy the video. Thank you very much.